We're still in hurricane season, so if you have a portable generator, you know you've got to keep it away from your home and you've got to keep it outside.
Right, but what do you do when it rains? Well, in today's hurricane gear test, meteorologist John Dawson is looking at a product that will help protect your generator from the weather.
Nearly 400 Texans ended up in the emergency room from carbon monoxide poisoning in the days after Hurricane Beryl made landfall. People died not from dangerous winds and flooding, but days later when generators were not used safely. And on today's hurricane gear test, I've got a product that I think can help save lives because it helps you properly operate your portable generator. This Canopy by GenTent protects your power during inclement weather. It allows you to keep your generator out of the garage, off of the porch, away from your house, and feel confident that you're keeping your family safe. Remember, never use a portable generator indoors or in enclosed space. Keep it at least 20 feet from your house. Don't try to plug it directly into your breaker box, and make sure the generator and attached cords don't get overloaded. Gasoline must be stored in proper containers in a safe area. And remember, carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas. If you feel sick or dizzy, get some fresh air and purchase detectors for your home. This is one of those ideas that I really wish I would have thought of. This is simply a tent. Now, it's very rugged and self-attaching, and they have a database of over 3,000 generators, so that's going to make sure that you get a perfect fit to your generator. And here's basically how it works. These clamps are attached to the frame on the generator. The fiberglass rods go into the clamps, and then they come up here, and then they attach at the top. Now, if your generator has one of those encased frames, like many smaller inverters, they do provide a mounting kit. The cover fits snugly over those fiberglass poles, and then there's a strap that goes around the clamp to keep it extra snug. This is a custom fit shield against stormy weather, but it still allows for that proper airflow around the machines so it can run efficiently. I give the GenTent Safety Canopy a Cat 5 out of 5 on my Hurricane Kit priority scale. This product protects that expensive generator, but more importantly, keeps your family safe. The price will vary some depending on models. This one costs around $190. How do you protect your generator? Tell me in a comment on my YouTube channel. Just search for meteorologist John Dawson.
Yep, good reminders that we are still, August, September, a few months away before the end of hurricane season.
Yes, and it's always good. You know, you're always envious when someone has a generator and you don't, and the power goes out. So, good little tip there. All right, so are you going to need a generator this week? Probably not. We do have some weather coming in, but it will more than likely be welcome weather, Mike.
I think so. I mean, you know, we went through 2 weeks of heat advisories and even some excessive heat warnings. We will not have that this week because we'll have additional cloud cover and off and on rounds of showers. And I'm describing this as a plume of moisture. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So this graphic is going to show us what's called precipitable water, which basically is like a total amount of moisture in the atmosphere if you were to add it up from right where we are at the surface to all the way up about 6 miles in the atmosphere. So obviously the darker greens here indicate more available moisture. And check this out. So we're beginning at 10 a.m. this morning, and then throughout the week, this is going to take us all the way through the week, you're going to see these darker colors moving in here to the Texas coastline. And that means more rain, and when the rain does pop up, potentially heavier rain. And notice this, even heading into Sunday, so a week from today, we may still be in for rounds of some heavy rain. In fact, for right now, you can see a little counterclockwise circulation there off the coastline, indicating an area of low pressure. And temperatures right now are in the middle 70s, so really, I mean, I'm not saying it's cool out, but it's better than it has been, certainly. Current temperature for Galveston is 80. We're down to 79 earlier. We got a nice little downpour there just off to the south of Angleton. And that may hold together to make it past the Angleton Lake Jackson area before very long. Some temps on the map as low as 73 in Huntsville. We do have a thunderstorm over here to the south of Winnie, so you may hear some rumbles of thunder there around Anahuac. That one, though, has been weakening. All right, let's check out the tropics. You know, JD just brought us his hurricane gear test. Really great idea of an umbrella for for your generator, because sometimes you got to run it and it's pouring down rain outside. So it's a really cool idea. Across the Gulf of Mexico right now, everything is still very quiet, but I just want to caution you to not let your guard down and think, oh, we're not seeing anything out there. No, I mean, we are not even at the peak of the season yet, which is still about 2 weeks away, and the water temperatures in the Gulf are extremely warm. What's called the heat content of the ocean, Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, still very, very high, above average, and so anything we see out there could, form pretty quickly. So just always keep your guard up. Off and on rain today, not as hot. Overall, about a 70% rain chance today, and that will be about 50% tomorrow, and still hanging in there heading into the rest of this week and the upcoming weekend.
Well, Fox 26, the only Houston station to take you inside the room for both the Republican National Committee and the Democratic National Committee. Going to bring you the off-camera moments that you don't see on TV.
are just 71 days out now from Election Day, and former President Trump is going to be hitting the swing states hard this week, trying to take back some of the momentum Vice President Harris got at the Democratic National Convention. We had our evening anchor, Anthony Antoine, at the RNC. We sent our morning anchor, Lena, to the DNC. You did something very creative. You had a decibel meter reader that you downloaded to your phone so that you could kind of gauge the enthusiasm levels inside the United Center.
Just for comparison, because on TV you can't really tell how loud it is. Just to give you perspective, like right now. we're sitting at like 47, 48 right in the room. So it was double that. And then the height of this was 90. So several times it hit the peak, you know, so you could get an idea of how loud it is in the room.
Oprah didn't give away any cars, did she?
No, there were no car giveaways.
No car giveaways from her. Okay. What was talked about a lot, along with Oprah, was the possibility of a Beyonce performance. How let down were the Democrats?
So this was interesting. There was a lot of anticipation because TMZ had, you know, confirmed, oh, Beyonce's there, she's going to be performing. So there was a lot of anticipation. But I will say, when she didn't perform, there was not disappointment in the room, because I think everyone was looking forward to, obviously, their nominee, Kamala Harris, speaking. And so at the end, everyone just kind of walked away saying, oh, I guess Beyonce's not going to perform. But I didn't really notice a disappointment factor, though, in that.
Okay, interesting. And then one thing that, when you're watching from home, that you may not notice that you were telling me about was that there's so many signs. So many people bring like homemade signs?
No, the sign. So if you notice, if we have some of the pictures there, they'll have see how they're holding them up. Like it'll say, you know, Harris Walls or Coach Walls or Vote or Harris Walls. Every 2 minutes while a speaker was up there, the security guys would be like, 2 minutes, signs, and I did hear people moaning about it. They were like, no more, no more signs, because they would switch them out. Everyone hold up this sign. A couple minutes later, all right, it's time for sign number 2.
Yes.
Sign 45. So they ended up having just this whole big, you know, like Santa's bag, you know, knapsack full of signs that they all had to hold up at the right time.
It's
so
like an orchestrated event.
It was
in that
very
respect,
interesting.
Right?
I never really noticed that the signs switch out and that they would have to be bringing them by to 20,000 people every couple of minutes.
But you do wonder at home, whenever you're watching, whether it's the RNC or the DNC, and you see them all in unison doing the same thing, you're like, okay, somebody's got to be there, you know, giving them those kind of cues to make that happen at the right moment for television. All right, well, thank you, Lena, and I know you enjoyed the cooler weather. That was the #1 thing, probably.
No matter your political beliefs, we all have to believe in beautiful weather, you know, in nice weather, and we can expect some coming up soon, so we'll check in with Mike on that.